Hello everybody, welcome to what is temporarily mine and Sarah's bedroom. I'm hoping this is going to be the first of these videos. Essentially, we've got to the point now where I've been showing you bits and bobs throughout the entire house as it's been happening, but we're at the point where I'm hoping now we can focus down and do a room at a time. So this is temporarily our bedroom in that we have upstairs an attic conversion with an ensuite, but it just makes no sense at the moment. So at some point, probably the last thing we do in this house, so it won't be till next year if we're lucky, we're going to redo that entire space and make it make more sense, but it just depends on timing and budget and everything. Also, we're going to use this one as our bedroom because next door is the nursery. So obviously the baby's due in September. When she first gets here, she'll be sharing our room, and then as we start sort of getting used to things and everything and she needs her own space, she'll be in the nursery next door. And I guess it's handy to have her just next door rather than down a flight of stairs, because the last thing you want to do is get up at like 2 AM for a feed and fall down the stairs and die. So this is a really decent sized room actually. At the moment it's just a white box. There's a lot to do. It just needs resetting essentially. So we've had the floors done. You might have noticed if you've watched any of my other content, we had these done, and these are the original floorboards. We just had them restored, so we had them stained, and then no colour was put on them, just like a matte finish. So I just think they look lovely, and we filled in all the gaps, and it's a real feature. And I'd like to keep as much of the house either original or at least kind to the original, you know what I mean? That's just coming off. It's coming off around here. So the next thing to do is to have all of the lining paper removed and then get it replastered. Now I have done quite a lot of the paper stripping myself, but I'm prioritizing jobs that are more important. So it might be that I just pay the plasterer to do some of this as well for the sake of getting it done quickly. I'm trying to do as much of the DIY myself as I can to keep the costs down, but that comes with obviously time, and I don't always have all the time. So there's a point where you have to sort of like weigh up whether your time is more valuable or the money, and in this instance I think I'd rather pay the man to remove the paper and replaster, because he can do that in like probably a couple of days. So we've got coving running along the top here, right? And it's beautiful, but really in bad condition. I don't know if you can see that. It's all like cracked, and there's a big crack running into the ceiling up here. So I'm guessing some of that was done when upstairs the attic conversion was made, because obviously there'll be lots of banging and crashing and new weight added on. So it's just made things shift a little bit. Look at the state of it. They've taken off the coving, and yeah, the wall is not in good shape. But then when you pull back here, you realise that the wall is not in good shape at all. It's also incredibly dusty. Right, it is time to take up the floor protector in this room. This is by far the worst one. In fact, my camera's not even doing it justice actually. There is like so much on the floor. This is worse than the other rooms. I've already done the office. I'll show you the nursery next door. That's not quite so bad. You can see, you know, it's slightly clean. I mean, the room's messy, but the floor itself isn't quite so bad, because this is the room where half the wall fell off. Do you remember they had to take down the old coving and put new stuff up? Which I think I've shown you on this video. It looks really, really nice. They've done a great job. That's the new coving. But if you remember when they took down the old stuff, part of the wall fell off, and then there was a big old part of the wall there that just came off. So it's much dustier, and it's not an easy job. The idea is you want to sort of lift it from the corners and then sort of tip all the dust inside each sort of floor protector unit, so that then you've got like a little parcel of dust. But actually, in reality, as you start peeling off the tape, it's sort of like, it doesn't come off smoothly, it comes up in chunks and flies, and dust flies everywhere. And then when you fold it all up, it doesn't fold the way you want it to, so it's just really messy. The other thing is, I don't know why, but there is a plank of wood here that is drilled into the floor, and I have no idea why, and I can't actually get to my screwdriver because it is downstairs where the plaster is, and it's sort of behind the stuff he's working on. I've no idea why they screwed it through the floor protector into the actual floor. I'm sure there's a reason for it, but now I'm going to have 2 holes in my floor where the screws were. Whatever, it's a small problem. We'll work it out. So I just pulled the plastic sheet on the floor here off the wardrobe, and so much stuff came off the top. I can't see up there, so I'm not tall enough, so I'm going to send you up. Let me know what it's like. Oh crap. Okay. I've tilted my screen so I can see it. That's so much. Let's do the other one. I'm going to have to go and get my ladder, aren't I? And get, for God's sake. Just, honestly, it's not a big deal. It's only a bit of like debris, but just, nothing's easy, nothing's simple. Okay, I'm going to go to the shed, get my ladder. This room's no fun. You know, I said that there was a piece of wood screwed to the floor, right? I couldn't find my screwdriver, so I just like tried to prise it up. And of course it snapped where the screws are, right? So it's only now just a slither. And then underneath it is really spongy, and I've just remembered why. This here is my floorboard. Now, I binned this yesterday, so I've just gone and rummaged through all the junk, which is, hang on, let me show you. Out there. I've just gone and rummaged through all that to find that one bit of floorboard, because I thought it was just a straight bit of wood. When the electrician came, he had to prise the floorboard up to put a plug socket in where it needs to go. But of course, then the plasterers came, and the electrician didn't get to finish putting it back down again. So luckily I found my floorboard, and I just need to sort of put it back down, I suppose, when I've lifted this up. That also is what came out of one of the wardrobes. I've got to do the other one now. Yay, DIY! The floor protector is lifted. The floor is extremely dusty. It's amazing how somehow it just gets through it. I am done in here for today. Still have a hole in my floor. It's not as simple, actually, as just putting the floorboard back in place. As you can see, there's only support for it along this edge, so actually any weight on it here is just going to make it go flump. So I need to get a piece of wood in there. I have now vacuumed the floor twice and mopped the floor twice, and there's still dust settling. But also because I'm walking out of this room into where it's really dusty and then back into the room again, I'm just walking it in. Better than it was though. I also have now brought the bed in, which was a nightmare because it's not light and the bed's open at the moment. I've got one of those ones that you can lift here and use it as storage, but it won't stay closed without a mattress on it. And that's it. Leaving it here for today. I'm back in tomorrow. In fact, I'm in basically every day for the rest of my life. I mean, I live here, so I should be, but we are getting there. There's progress being made now. Last sort of few weeks I've been in and just feeling really distressed by it all because like it was getting more messy, and now we're kind of past that point and there is progress being made. So yeah, good day. I'm taking you all to the bedroom. So painting has begun. I'm not doing it myself actually because I kind of thought that time is running quite low now. The baby's due pretty soon, and of course the painting is quite invasive because you have to do this to the room. Okay, we have made some massive progress. Now, I haven't painted this room myself. It's getting quite close to baby time now. Technically, we're at full term tomorrow. Week 37 starts tomorrow, so the baby could come at any moment. We're kind of counting on her not coming right now because we're so near the finish line. But because of that, I've hired painters because it was too much work for me to do on my own in the time allowed. And also painters do a much better job than I can do myself. So I've hired decorators to do this room, the office, and the living room. And I'm so glad I did because I would be freaking out right now because this has taken a couple of days on its own. You know, and time is passing by, and I want to be present for Sarah and obviously for the baby when she comes. So it's the best decision I've made, actually. Some of the best money I've spent on this house was hiring people to do this part. And I absolutely love it so far. I think the walls need one more coat. There's a few patches where some other colour from the plaster's coming through and stuff. So the walls need one more coat, which will happen tomorrow. But just look at this. I'm obsessed. So as I mentioned previously in other videos, Lick have very kindly supplied all the paint, and in fact we had access to Tash, who is, I keep forgetting what her job title is in these videos, and I'm not doing her any justice, but she kind of invents some of the colours for Lick, and she came over and gave us like a consultation, and actually I was very flattered because she said I was very good at this, and I picked most of it. I say me and Sarah picked most of this ourselves, and Tash kind of gave little hints and tips, or maybe would suggest, oh, maybe if you, rather than that shade, why don't you go for this shade that's very close to it but will complement this much nicer. So on the ceiling here, from the picture rail up, we've gone for teal 01, and I just think it is the most beautiful colour. Now, I was actually thinking about doing this room the other way around, right? So having a darker colour on the walls and a lighter colour on the ceiling, because often that will make your ceiling feel higher and your room feel more spacious. But this is a very big room and it's got very high ceilings. In fact, this is me at full length. I can't even jump and touch these ceilings. They're very high, and we've got these massive windows here. So I thought I'd play a bit with that. So I kind of reversed the room and gone darker on top to make it feel a little more cozy. And I also think, kind of accidentally, I didn't know how nice this would look, but when you look here with that lampshade and the pink on the walls and the teal on the ceiling, it just looks stunning. The walls are actually the same colour as the nursery, which is pink 01. I wonder if I can find tins to compare. Oh look, here you go, look, that's pink 01, and let me put this teal next to it, so you can kind of compare the colours like that, do you know what I mean? You've got the pink and you've got the teal next to each other, and I just think that's such a lovely mix. It's finally time for the big reveal. I say big reveal, kind of more of like a soft launch, because I'm ending this video here. This is going to be the tour, but we do have a few small sort of soft things to do. For example, I need to put some pictures on the walls and things like that, and we also need to get a dressing table, but we haven't even chosen it yet. And rather than wait for probably 2 months to finish this video, I thought I'd do it now. We're also going to fix the windows at some point. Those windows are old and knackered and we're going to change them, but you get the idea with this room. So welcome to what is, for the time being and potentially for eternity, our bedroom. Here we have the wonderful and very heavily pregnant Sarah Tarleton carrying my brood. We've done this just in the nick of time, right? Because we haven't got long left. We've really made a feature of pink in this room. So as I mentioned in the last clip, the paint on the wall is pink 01 from Lick, teal 01, right Sarah, on the ceiling.
Maybe it says something about us, June, because my favourite colour is pink and yours is green,
yeah,
and they're very complementary together.
Exactly. But we've made a real picture of the pink here with like our pink bedspread, thank you, and then the pink pillows. And
we had nicer covers on, but let's just be honest, we can tell everyone what happened last night.
Yeah, we had some different covers on last night, some bed sheets on, and we're currently kind of living in this room because the painters are downstairs in the living room. So we were watching Love Island, and Sarah spilt spag bowl like all over the bed sheets. So we had to put them in the wash quickly, actually. But again, more pink. We have over here the ottoman. Can I open the ottoman, Sarah?
Yeah,
there's nothing you can't.
Got my pants and
so
in there.
It's kind of got nice storage, but it sits beautifully in the bay window, I think. And again, when the windows get changed, I think what we'll do is we'll put these shutters in, but go full height. But also split them so you can have the top ones open or the bottom ones open or whatever. And we painted the radiator the same colour as the ceiling because it's quite nice to bring some of that teal downwards. We've got a beautiful rug here, which was actually in our bedroom in the last house. It's very soft and lovely. This is our cot, which we'll probably be using for, what, like 6 months or so, while the baby's in the room with us. Currently what we have here though is, so the laundry basket just lives down there. Now there's quite a lot of wall space to fill here. So we will at some point get a dressing table with like a mirror and everything there. At which point probably the cot will be out by then. And so the laundry basket will go there. And then we've recycled some of the stuff from our previous existence. So in the last house we had this beautiful mirror in our living room, and actually it fits there wonderfully. This spot to me looks a little bare though, so my coffee cup is currently on the mantelpiece, and we have a plant there, but there's room for much more. I think we can do more on the mantelpiece, maybe a few more plants or something.
Photographs of the child.
Photographs of our child, the child. So yeah, we can do a bit more here, and then we have also recycled this mirror here. So that's perhaps a slightly odd place to do it, but we need a full-length mirror in the bedroom, and obviously with a mirror there on the above the fireplace, and then when we put the dressing table there, there's going to be two mirrors in quite close proximities, and then adding a third full-length one just feels like very mirror-heavy. Plus, with the window being behind me, when you look into a mirror like that, it's very backlit. And also, I'm very tall, and getting a full-length mirror, you need to stand quite far back. So we've recycled this one here. If you know me from Instagram, you'll recognise this because it used to be at the top of our stairs in the last place, and Sarah and I would always take a photo in it kind of before we left. And then finally, we have our his and hers dressing gowns hanging on these hooks. And that, everybody, is the bedroom. So I hope you like it. I think it's wonderful, but stay tuned because there are loads more videos coming. Like the office is nearly done, the painters are currently doing downstairs in the living room, we've got the hallway and the bathroom being done. At some point we're going to do the kitchen as well, but that's like a bigger like extension type build. So yes, stay tuned, there's lots to come. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you very, very soon. You want to do it?
Okay.
Goodbye.